Let us start atomic structure. In atomic structure, we will discuss specific charge, order of specific charge of alpha particle, electron, proton, and neutron. Specific charge of these particles we have to discuss. Now, neutron charge is 0. Neutron charge is 0. Proton and electron have equal charge. Proton and electron have equal charge. Electron is a negatively charged particle, proton is positively charged particle. Magnitude of charge is equal for electron as well as proton. Okay. Mass is mass of proton is 1837 times that of mass of electron. Mass of electron. Mass of proton is 1837 times that of mass of electron. Now alpha particle is called dipositive helium nucleus. Dipositive helium nucleus is called alpha. Dipositive helium nucleus is called alpha. Alpha particle is called He2 plus. He2 plus. It has only nucleus. It is having only nucleus. Nucleus is having 2 protons and 2 neutrons. There is no electrons. No electrons in He2 plus. Okay. Alpha particle is not having any electrons. Sorry, okay. Now specific charge. Specific charge is called as specific charge is equal to charge by mass. Specific charge is equal to charge by mass. Now say out of these four, which is having least specific charge, you see. Which is having least specific charge. Specific charge is equal to charge by mass. Now charge of neutron is 0. Charge of neutron is 0. Charge of proton is +1. Charge of electron is -1. Magnitude is 1. Here also 1. Charge of alpha particle is +2. That is relative charge. Relative charge is this much. Relative charge of proton is +1. Relative charge of electron is -1. Relative charge of alpha particle is +2. Relative charge of alpha particle is +2. Now, out of these four particles, which has a least specific charge? Specific charge is least for which particle? What do you say? Specific charge is least for which one? Out of alpha, electron, proton and neutron, which has a least specific charge? So, what is the formula of specific charge? Specific charge is equal to charge by mass. Specific charge is equal to charge by mass. Okay. Now see, charge is 0 for this. For neutron, charge is 0. For proton, relative charge is +1. For electron, relative charge is -1. For alpha, relative charge is +2. So now you say, among these, which has a least specific charge? Least specific charge out of alpha, electron, proton, and neutron, which has a least specific charge? What do you say? Which has a highest specific charge? Sorry, what is the order of specific charge? Sorry. Now we will see neutron will take. For neutron, what is the specific charge? We will see. For neutron we have to see the specific charge. Okay. So neutron charge is 0. Then we will substitute mass of neutron. We will substitute. Mass of neutron is 1.675 into 10 power minus 27 kilogram. 1.675 into 10 to the power of minus 27 kilogram. Okay. So you are saying, you said order of specific charge. You said we will check it. We'll check whether it is correct or wrong. We'll check it. it is neutron. Then we will take proton. For proton, relative charge is +1. Therefore, actual charge is 1.602 into 10 to the power of minus 19 coulomb by mass of proton. Mass of proton is 1.672 into 10 to the power of minus 27 kilogram. It is mass of proton. Okay. So we got a specific charge of proton. Then we will see specific charge of electron. We'll see. Charge of electron will substitute in the numerator 1.602 in 10 power minus 19 coulomb. It is negatively charged particle by mass of electron 9.1 into 10 to the power of minus 31 kilogram. Mass of electron. Okay. Next we will write alpha particle. Alpha particle is He2 plus. It is having +2 charge. Therefore, actual charge of alpha particle is 2 into 1.602 into 10 to the power of minus 19 coulomb. Okay, this two we have taken. This +1 is called relative charge. Actual charge is 1.602 into 10 power minus 19 coulomb by mass of alpha particle. For helium, mass number is 4. We will convert this into kilogram. This helium, for helium, mass number is 4. Therefore, we will write mass number is 4 AMU. This AMU we want to convert into gram. So, to convert AMU into gram, multiply this by 1.67 into 10 to the power of minus 24 gram. To convert into kilogram, multiply this by 10 power minus 7. So, it will give kilogram. So, 4 into 1.67 into 10 to the power of minus 27 kilogram. Sorry. We have written, we have substituted the values for values of specific charge. Now, if you see, in the numerator, if you see, all have some value, neutron is having 0. So, since numerator is 0, what is the specific charge for neutron you see? What is the specific charge for neutron you think it? Numerator is 0. 0 by anything. 0 by anything is how much you see. 0 by anything is how much, that you know. So, what is the specific charge of neutron? You see it. For remaining particles, proton specific charge, electron specific charge, alpha particle specific charge. So, among these four, which has least specific charge, you think it? Least specific charge. Okay. Next, proton, electron, alpha particle will take. Proton, electron, alpha particle. Here, numerator contains 1.602 in 10 power minus 19. Here also 1.602 in 10 power minus 19. Here also 1.602 in 10 power minus 19 into 2 is there for alpha. Denominator, if you see, here 10 power minus 27, here 10 power minus 31, here 10 power minus 27. So, denominator is 10 power minus 27 here, 10 power minus 31 here, 10 power minus 27 here. Denominator is low out of these three is this one. Denominator is low out of these three is this one. Therefore, how this specific charge will be there, you see. This denominator, suppose if you take 9 as 10, then it becomes 10 power minus 30. 10 power minus 30 means this denominator is 1000 times smaller than this denominator. Similarly, this denominator is 1000 times smaller than this denominator. Okay. Sorry. So, how the electron specific charge will be there? Have an idea. Now, proton and alpha particle will see. Here 10 power minus 27. Here also 10 power minus 27 in the with respect to specific denominator. Then numerator and denominator 2, 4 is there. So, we will cancel them. This 2, 4 will cancel. Therefore, here 2. Okay. So, we can say numerator is same for proton, electron and alpha particle. Numerator is same for proton, electron and alpha particle. Denominator, if you see, denominator, here it is 1000 times smaller than this denominator as well as this denominator we said. Now, here denominator will see. Here 1.672, here also roughly 1.67. 10 power minus 27, here also 10 power minus 27. Here into 2 is there. Into 2. So denominator contains additionally 2, that 2 is not there. So how specific charge will be there for alpha and specific charge will be there for proton? Compare it. Now, which is having least specific charge, you think it. Then you say order of specific charge. Now you say order of specific charge, which is having least value. Which is having least value, that you think it. Okay. Which is having least value. Sorry. Now, since the numerator is 0, specific charge is 0 for a neutron. Anything 0 by anything is 0. Sorry. Now proton we'll see. Regarding proton. Now this 1.6 roughly we will cancel it. Then 10 power minus 19, 10 power minus 27. So 19 goes out in the sense 10 power minus 8. Therefore roughly 10 to the power of 8 coulomb per kilogram. Here we will see it is roughly 10 power minus 30. This 10 power minus 19, if we cancel, what it will happen? 10 power minus 10 power 11, it is roughly 10 power 11. This we will see 10 power minus 19, 10 power minus 27, so roughly 10 to the power of 8. The denominator 2 is there, therefore that is 0.5. Therefore, from these values, we can say that neutron is having least value. Neutron is having least value because of 0. So we can say neutron is having least value. Next higher. Next higher is what in the sense? Next higher is what? Somewhat higher in the sense this alpha. Still higher this proton. Still higher this electron. It is the order of specific charge for these particles. Okay. Here proton and alpha. Here 0.8 is 0.5 is there. Therefore alpha is having low, proton is having high. Okay. Unit of specific charge is coulomb per kilogram in SI system. Unit of specific charge is coulomb per kilogram in SI system. Sir, okay. So this is about specific charge. It is about a specific charge we said. Okay. Next we will see wave characteristics. Next we are going for wave characteristics. Next we will see wave characteristics. Wave characteristics. What are the wave characteristics do you have? Do you have an idea? Wave characteristics, any type, any example say? Wave characteristics, any types you say? Which characters describe about wave? Which characters describe about wave? Which terms describe about wave? Which term describe about wave? Any terms, do you think that any terms describe about wave? Which terms describing wave? Sir. So, wave in the sense, regarding its any measurement or anything is any terms are there? Okay, you are saying wavelength. So, regarding wave characteristics, the measurable terms is wavelength. Wavelength is measurable term. What is the definition of wavelength that we will see? Amplitude. You are saying amplitude. Okay. What is the definition of a wavelength? Now see, the word itself is having definition. The length of a wave. Length of a wave is called wavelength. Length of a wave is called wavelength. So what is wavelength? Length of a wave. Length of a wave. Otherwise, distance of a wave. Distance of a wave is called a wavelength. So now we will consider a wave. Let us consider a wave like this. We are considering the wave like this. Now we want to say the wavelength. Wavelength in the sense distance, length of a wave. Wave we will take, it is starting point, it is going crest, and it is trough, and it is ending. It is called one wave. From here to here is called one wave. It is called one wave. From this point to this point is called one wave. Now this distance from here to here, Okay, this distance is called a wavelength. This distance from ear to ear, this distance is called a wavelength. Symbol for wavelength. Symbol for wavelength is lambda. Symbol for wavelength is lambda. Symbol for wavelength is called a the lambda. Okay. So wavelength is defined as length of a wave or distance of a wave. Distance of a wave, we can say it is called a wavelength. So can we define wavelength in another way? That we will see. Can we define wavelength in another way? That point we'll see. Now, this wavelength is defined as, how to define wavelength means from this point to this point. This distance is called wavelength. From ear to ear is called wavelength. Now we will do one thing. Let us cut this part. Let us cut this part. Instead of this, we will take this part. We'll take this part. That means this part we are cutting, this part we are including, this part we are including. Okay, this part we are including. Now we will take from here, this from here we will take. This distance will take. Will it be called as lambda? What do you say? From this point to this point we'll take. This distance will take. Shall we say this distance is called wavelength lambda? Sir, now see, we deduced this point. This distance we are cutting. This distance we are considering. This distance we are considering. We are taking from ear to ear is called wavelength, we are saying. Is it correct? Is it correct? You see the from ear to ear is called wavelength, no? From this point to this point, this distance is called wavelength. Now what you have to do? This point we are cutting. Instead of that, we are taking this. This we are taking. Okay. Now, so wavelength can be defined as a distance from ear to ear. Like that we can say. Now we can say this is called crest. That is called crest. This is also called crest. So distance between successive crest, distance between successive crest is called a wavelength. Distance between successive crest is called a wavelength. Like this we can define the wavelength. Sir. Next, we will take a wave. We will take a wave motion we have considered. Now we will consider from this point to this point. Shall we say this is as wavelength? Shall we say from this point to this point? Is it called a wavelength? Shall we say from this point to this point? This distance is called wavelength. Shall we say, sir? Now what we will do means we will take out this point from ear to ear. We will remove. We will remove this from ear to ear, and we will include from ear to ear. We will include it. We will include from ear to ear. Now we will take from this place to this place. We will take. Okay, from this distance to this distance we will take. Shall we call this as wavelength? That means you are removing this and you are including this. Now from this distance to this distance is called wavelength. Now it is a trough. It is trough. Now we can say distance between successive troughs. Distance between successive troughs is called a wavelength. Distance between successive trough is called wavelength. So how do you define wavelength? Distance of a wave. You are taking one wave. You are taking one wave like this. From ear to ear is called a wavelength distance. Wavelength. This distance is called wavelength. So length of a wave, distance of a wave is called a wavelength. Distance between two successive crests is called a wavelength. Distance between two successive troughs is called a wavelength. So, what is a unit of wavelength? That we'll see. Unit of wavelength. Unit of wavelength is a distance unit. Unit of distance is called unit of wavelength. In SI system, distance is said in meters, wavelength unit also meter. In CGS system, distance is said in centimeter, wavelength also in centimeter. So, SI unit of wavelength. SI unit of wavelength is meter. CGS unit of wavelength is centimeter. CGS unit of wavelength is centimeter. SI unit of wavelength is meter. What are the other units of wavelength? What are the other units of wavelength? That we will see. One is a nanometer, one is angstrom, one is a picometer. 1 nanometer is equal to 10 to the power of minus 9 meter. Nano 10 power minus 9. 1 angstrom is equal to 10 to the power of minus 10 meter. 1 picometer is equal to 10 to the power of minus 12 meter. 1 nanometer is equal to 10 power minus 9 meter. 1 angstrom equal to 10 power minus 10 meter. 1 picometer is equal to 10 power minus 12 meter. Okay. So wavelength can be defined in these units. Wavelength can be said in these units. Okay. So here we have discussed wavelength. We discussed. Next we will see wave number. Wave number. Wave number. This symbol is a nu bar. This is called a nu. This is called a bar. Nu bar will say. Wave number symbolic representation is nu bar. Wave number symbolic representation nu bar. How do you define wave number? What is the definition of wave number? Now, the word itself is having definition. The word itself is having definition. That is, this is called a number. This is called waves. So, number of waves. That's all. So, wave number is called a number of waves. Number of waves per unit length. Per unit length. Number of waves per unit length. Or number of waves we can say as number of wavelength. Wavelength means a distance. Number of wavelengths. One wavelength means one wave. Number of wavelengths per unit length. Per unit length. Number of wavelengths per unit length is called a wave number. So number of waves per unit length is called a wave number. Now we will take this wavelength. Will take wavelength symbol is lambda. Wavelength symbol is lambda. This wavelength is called distance. So and so distance possessed by how many waves? One wave. So and so distance is possessed by one wave. One wave is having how much distance? That is called wavelength. So wavelength distance is called a one wave. Wavelength distance is possessed by one wave. Sir, here what is the given? Unit length. Here given is unit length. Now you will take unit distance. Unit distance is having how many waves? Lambda distance is possessed by one wave. For unit distance, now unit distance will take. Unit distance is having how many waves? That is equal to 1 by lambda. Now unit distance is having how many waves? That is called what? Wave number. That is called wave number. So unit distance is having how many waves? That is called wave number. That is equal to 1 by lambda. Now you know unit of lambda in SI system. Unit of lambda in SI system is meter. Therefore, for centimeter, for a nu bar, meter inverse is a SI system. Unit of wavelength in CGS system is centimeter. Therefore, now in CGS system, nu bar is said as centimeter inverse. Nu bar is said as centimeter inverse. Sorry. So here we have seen a wave number. We have seen. So wave number is called number of waves per unit length, or number of wavelengths per unit length, we can say. Next wave characteristic we will take. Frequency we will take. Next wave characteristic is frequency. Frequency will take. For this symbol is nu. So what is frequency? So we'll say frequency of thoughts. Frequency of thoughts. Frequency of thoughts, we'll say. So frequency of thoughts means it is not one word, it is many words. Many words. So in unit time, how the number of words there in thoughts, based on that frequency will be there. So how do you define frequency? How do we define frequency? We have to take a point. We will take a point. We will consider unit time. We will consider unit time. Now unit time we considered. Now wave is consider that wave is passing through this. Wave is passing through this. How many waves passing through this point per unit time? That is called frequency. So number of waves passing a point, passing a given point per unit time is called a frequency. So per unit time, therefore per second is the unit. That is hertz is the unit. Hertz is the unit. Hertz is the unit for frequency. So frequency symbol is nu. So number of waves passing a given point per unit time is called a frequency. Now you say, what is the relation between frequency and wavelength? What is the relation between frequency and wavelength? In what way frequency and wavelength are related? What is the relation between frequency and wavelength? Do you think? Sir, now we will see wavelength definition. We'll see wavelength means distance of a wave. This wavelength means distance of a wave. Okay, wavelength means distance of a wave. Now wavelength means we will say distance of a wave, we can say. Sorry. Now you say wavelength is a distance of wave. Okay. Wavelength is called a distance of a wave. Sorry. Frequency is called a number of waves passing a given point per unit time. That is called a frequency. If distance of wave is high, then in unit time, how many waves will pass in this given point? You think it. If wavelength is high, if we take wavelength is high, now we will take wavelength is high. Okay. We are considering wavelength is high. Wavelength is high means one wave is having higher distance. Wave is having higher distance. Wavelength is higher. Wavelength is higher. If wavelength is higher, one wave will cross the point by taking more time, isn't it? If wavelength is more, distance of a wave is high, then wave takes more time to cross the point. Okay. Therefore, what happens to the number of waves crossing a point per unit time? You think it. Therefore, what happens to this? Now you are saying that inversely proportional. Okay. So frequency and lambda, frequency and wavelength are inversely proportional. Sorry. So now we are saying that frequency is inversely proportional to wavelength. Frequency is inversely proportional to wavelength. Therefore, frequency into wavelength is equal to some constant. That constant is c. C is called velocity of light in vacuum. So frequency into wavelength is a constant. That constant is called velocity of light in vacuum. This value is in SI system. SI system is 3 into 10 to the power of 8 meter per second. In CGS system, 3 into 10 to the power of 10 centimeter per second. Sorry. So velocity of light in vacuum is a constant which is equal to product of frequency and wavelength. Sorry. These are the wave characteristics we said. Okay. Next we will see electromagnetic spectrum. Next we are seeing electromagnetic spectrum. Electromagnetic spectrum we will see. Electromagnetic spectrum. This spectrum, electromagnetic spectrum tells about electromagnetic radiations. Electromagnetic spectrum tells about electromagnetic radiations. Now, electromagnetic radiations, we will take electromagnetic radiations. Electromagnetic radiations. Sorry. Electromagnetic spectrum tells about electromagnetic radiations. Example for electromagnetic radiations is visible light, visible, ultraviolet, etc. Now, each electromagnetic radiation is having wave characteristics. Electromagnetic radiations are having wave characteristics. They are having wavelength, frequency, wave number, amplitude, so on so. Sorry. Now, what is the order of wavelength of electromagnetic radiations that we will see? Order of wavelength. Wavelength order is we will take gamma rays. Gamma rays is one electromagnetic radiation. Then we will take X-rays. X-rays. Then we are taking ultraviolet rays. Then we are taking visible rays. Visible rays. Then we are taking IR waves. IR waves, infrared rays. Then microwaves. Then radio waves. Radio waves. Now, how the wavelength varies? In this direction, wavelength increases. This order is called electromagnetic spectrum. So, electromagnetic spectrum tells about electromagnetic radiations wavelength order. Electromagnetic radiations wavelength order. Which are electromagnetic radiations? Gamma rays, X-rays, ultraviolet rays, visible rays, IR waves, microwaves, radio waves. These are electromagnetic radiations. They have wave characteristics, wavelength, frequency, wave number like this. Here we said order of wavelength. We said order of wavelength is so and so. Sorry. This is a electromagnetic spectrum. Next we will take black body. What is meant by black body? What is meant by black body? Sorry. Now we will consider any matter. We will consider any matter. We will consider. Let radiation fall over it. Let radiation fall over it. Radiation in the sense it is a form of energy. This radiation means electromagnetic radiation. Electromagnetic radiation means visible light, visible, ultraviolet, IR waves in the sense heat energy, radio waves, X-rays, gamma rays, so on so. Radiation is falling on the matter. What matter does it with radiation? When radiation fall over matter, matter will do what with radiation? Matter, will it absorb radiation? Will it reflect radiation? What it will do it? This radiation is falling over the matter. Now matter, will it absorb radiation or will it reflect radiation? What does it do? What does it do? So radiation is falling over the matter. This matter is absorbing the radiation or reflecting the radiation. Suppose sunlight falls over us. Sunlight falls over us means this skin absorbing sunlight or reflecting sunlight, what it does? What does it do? So it is absorbing radiation. So matter absorbs radiation. Sorry, matter is absorbing radiation means to what extent it absorbs radiation? to 100% extent it absorbs radiation, or partially absorbing, partially reflecting. What shall we say? So radiation falls on matter. Matter can absorb radiation or reflect radiation, or can do both, So here generally matter is given. The matter absorbing radiation or reflecting radiation, will you say? So partially absorbing and partially reflecting cell. So that when radiation falls over the matter absorbing radiation as well as reflecting the radiation. Now we will consider different matters. We will consider different matters. We will consider different matters. We are considering radiation falling over it. Radiation falling over it. Radiation is falling over it. Okay, radiation is falling over it. Now shall we say all the matters absorb radiation to the same extent? Shall we say all the matters reflect the radiation to the same extent? Shall we say all the matters absorb radiation to same extent, and all the matter reflect the radiation to same extent? Shall we say like this? Same extent it does. Like this, shall we say? Or shall we say all the matters absorb radiation to different extent as well as reflect the radiation to different extent? What shall we say? Sir. Now we'll take one body. It is coated with violet color. It is coated with violet color. It is coated with violet color. We'll take another body. It is coated with red color. It is coated with red color. Now consider that it is over this radiation falls. Over this radiation falls. Okay. Radiation in the sense visible light. Visible light. That means VGR. Same like here. It appears red, it appears violet. Why is it so? This appears violet, this appears red. Why is it so? Now keep the body in dark room. Keep this body in dark room. It is appearing black, isn't it? That's why we can't see, isn't it? Keep this body in dark. It is appearing black, so we are unable to see. Everything is appearing black. In dark room, everything is appearing black, so we cannot say this is so and so, this is so and so. We cannot say. Sir, in the presence of radiation, in the presence of visible light, it is showing violet color. It is showing black. It is showing red color. Why is it so? In the presence of visible radiation, in the presence of visible light, this body appearing violet color, this body appearing red color. What is the reason? Why does it appear violet color? Because violet color